children shot and killed in St. Louis. After a rash of deadly violence, city leaders are now talking. Thank you for joining us. I'm Steve Savard.
And I'm Claire Kellett in for Courtney Bryant tonight. In just the last 4 days, a 3-year-old and a 16-year-old killed by gun violence. And an incident where an 11-year-old girl was shot in the head overnight is now being investigated as suspicious. Our Venton Blandon asking the city what they are doing. He is live tonight in our newsroom.
It's worth noting, Claire and Steve, investigators might determine some of those shootings intentional and others accidental, but police and city leaders agree all of the shootings suggest St. Louis has a problem when it comes to accessing guns. Tonight, the city's top cop is also admitting another problem.
I know that our relationship with the community is not always the best, and sometimes people don't like to talk with us, but there are de-escalation centers.
But St. Louis's police chief is less forgiving when violence begins impacting children.
I know that the kids aren't selling drugs, those toddlers aren't selling drugs, and toddlers aren't have a personal vendetta with anybody. And
Chief John Hayden says his department is working in pockets of the city where crime has gripped communities. The chief has not gone into detail on what exactly officers are doing, but says the community must help in policing. If you see something, say something.
I'm really making an appeal to the public. It's a shame that so many of our shootings within the last 6 weeks or so have people shooting into cars, and thankfully, not each time kids have been shot.
Following the 3 shootings of children, we went to Mayor Lyda Krewson. She wants changes to help officers curb the gun violence.
What we'd like to have in St. Louis is the ability to at least for our police officers to ask someone, do you have a permit to carry that gun? Have you had the training? Right now we don't have that.
95.5 The Lou is also trying to help. The station and its owner teamed with Better Family Life to address concerns in the community.
When I get on that mic in the afternoon, my whole purpose is to try to inform people, uplift people. Because sometimes I need it myself. It makes me mad because somebody in the neighborhood knows what's going on. And for people not to speak up, but at the same time, these people need to be protected when they do speak up.
The police chief told me he welcomes programs to help him fight the crime. Now, we learned today that the city passed a option for $500,000 to start a program known as Ceasefire, but it's called Cure Violence, which will help officers work with the DOJ to get things done here in the city. Claire.
All right, Vinny, thank you for the latest on that. We want you to be aware of the Crime Stoppers program. You can report crimes, remain anonymous, and possibly get a reward. You can call the number you see right there on your screen 24 hours a day. You can also text your tip. Just include STL in your text message to crimes.